Attention my scars, my testimony family. Do you want to save time and money when winning your RAF case? Today's video is sponsored by Mieko Attorneys. They have you covered in RAF claims and more. Please follow them on Facebook. You can also email them at amyeco@myecoattorneys.co.za. A big thanks to Mieko Attorneys for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's get to it.
Sanbanan Babagele Makaya, once again, welcome to my scars, my testimony. It's a beautiful Friday. Niyazi, ama Friday, usisinomzamo akachili yedwa in my scars, my testimony. But before ngintshela ukuthi ngichile nobani today, can you please go to our Facebook page, My Scars, My Testimony, and follow us. Sikhona ku TikTok, My Scars, My Testimony. Every Friday again, 7 p.m. YouTube. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and also comment. Siyabonga. Today ngihlele nobhuti, wow. I-legend bafethu, uBhuti Thabang. Bhuti Thabang, welcome to My Scars, My Testimony.
Thank you, and thank you for having me. Honored to be here.
Hayi siyabonga. I know you're a busy man, but nje ngibonga ukuthi uthathe ithuba lakho and come and sit with us.
Anytime.
Yes. Umuntu ongamazi nje uBhuti Thabang angathi ubani uBhuti Thabang? Can you tell us about yourself?
Well, uBhuti Thabang out nje ekhulele eKasi, very humble beginnings engibuya kuzona. There's nothing extraordinary ngoBhuti Thabang besides the fact that he's just a young, vibrant person othanda ukubona umehluko wenziwe empilweni zabantu. And akukho nje ukutheni township guy eKwathema eOverline group raised lapho. Life yami has been centered around our people nje endaweni zokuhlala.
Mawuthi i-life yakho uthanda ukusiza abantu. I know une foundation ebizwa ngokuthi yiXabani Thaba Foundation. Kwenzakalani?
So iThabang Xaba Foundation, it's one of those vehicles esizisebenzisayo to impact imiphakathi. It is one foundation that looks at the best interests zabantu abasha. Because uma ubheka zamo la ngaphandle, a lot of young people whom we come into contact with abasanathemba. They've lost all hope, whether it be government, be home, be anything. Siyibandla nathi, we did not actually show justice azange sivelele ngale ndlela abagade ngayo. So this foundation, it's a vehicle nje yabantu abasha abafuna ukuzivuselela ithemba. It's driven by young people. It's for young people. It aims to impact and change and instill hope ebantwini abasha, and which in turn brings a positive impact kumphakathi, because if you have a powerful, vibrant youth ministry or mhlawumbe say youth program that erana emphakathini, obviously umphakathi wakho uzoba healthy.
Ngizwa mention indaba yama programs.
Yes.
Ninama programs anjani?
So kuThabang Xaba Foundation, we have a variety of programs. One, we have what we call advocacy programs, which programs abheka ukulungiseka kwenhlalakahle yomuntu omusha. So basically, these are programs that look into giving young people a second chance in life. One, be rehabilitation centers, be skills development centers, be girls programs and boys programs, because maningi amantombazana alimele la ngaphandle, bafana, ama-boyfriend, abazali, abobaba. And we have programs that talk to girls ezibakhuthazayo to be better women and not be becoming leya nto le abayenziwe yona emakhaya. We have program that talks to men, abafana balimele, abanye they are being denied right ukubona abantwana babo emakhaya, tshela ngenhlawulo, abanye batshelwa ukuthi angeke uzokwazi ukubona ingane ngoba you don't work. And so leyo nto yamlimaza umuntu wesilisa, and they need a space to vent and talk about these issues. So these programs then talk to us as a foundation ekutheni, how do we impact a boy child going forward, ukuthi so wayenzile amaphutha empilweni ushintsha kanjani ukuthi ube umuntu ongcono, but be available also for abantu bathandayo, whether ekhaya or abantu philisana nabo. So we have those a vast variety of programs. We have life skills programs, we have leadership seminars, we have leadership skills programs, we have communication programs, maningi, we have computer literacy, all the skills that the young person needs to survive with isikhathi samanje. You mention it, we have it.
Yes. umenshine nendaba yama-rehab.
Yes.
Do you also benza njani abantu mhlampe othi mina Buthabang, you know, sengikhathele ukubhema ama-drugs, ngikhathele le mpilo engiyiphilayo. Beza kini nina nibafunele ama-rehab or nenza njani?
All right. So in the last year, and between last year and this year, obviously we have an increase of around 15.5% yabantwana who are now introduced to new drugs. So I start dealing a youth out of school phela, but now we are dealing with youth as well. So this then allows us to see customize our programs wethu. Now we have a program for abantu abaphumile esikoleni abeza kithi and say manje sengi-ready because eyona nto ebalulekile ukuthi umuntu abe ready. Angeke sikuthathe sikwenze ube ready because into kumele ichise wena kuqala so that nathi sikwazi ukuphakama. So we have those programs where the young people will come and say, no, now I'm ready. I feel I want to take control and take over a life yami. And then we assign you a life coach. On arrival, you'll get a life coach, someone who'll journey with you for the next 6 weeks while you are awaiting admission. Because the admission, ayenziwa instantly. The admission, a process where we have odokotela check the type of drugs we are using. We have psychosocial supports and social workers check out ingqondo say usasemqondweni ukuthi ungabe endaweni enabantu. So those processes takes about 6 weeks. So that sends a show that we are not putting abantu lapha ku rehab at risk, but we are also not putting you at risk. But most importantly, to have a program that is customized basically on a person. Yokuthi masowufikile lapha awuyeka ama drugs phela, but we also look into the underlying factors. So ukuthi yini ekufakile and how do you then move forward? How do we help you map your way forward outside habit le oyisebenzisile? So we have that buyers and they come and we assist them. They get a life coach. Ihamba nabo for 6 weeks. After which 6 weeks bazongena rehab. After low rehab mebuya ubuyela kithina futhi uhlangana ne life coach yakhe futhi because baqala ama support services. So kunama support mawubuya phela awubuyele emzini oshintshile, awubuyele ekhaya, uyolithola lingale ndlela ohambe ulishiye. So you need to be having coping mechanisms. So the life coach journeys with you to say, don't have my expectations athile ngabantu, but now you need to begin when as a person, because you are the person you want to change. How do you then find a way of coping with lesimo lesesinjalo? So that's one point of entry. The second point of entry is for those in high schools and the outpatient, because kunzima ukumsusa umntwana esikolweni for isikhathi eside kangaka. Abanye they battle to recover. So we have what we call the outpatient. Nabo they are assigned a life coach. Ejena nabo while basesikoleni. They take meds basesikoleni. So kunemithi ethile udoctor azoyiprescribe and then ozoyihlala uyiphuze, which helps with the cramps and everything else symptom. While uthola support both ekhaya nasesikoleni. So those are the two entry points esizisebenzisayo.
Hey, muhle umsebenzi eniwenzayo. Angifuni ukungasho. Muhle umsebenzi owenzayo. Athi omunye mina Buthabang ngikhona eSprings, but ke ngiyafuna ukwenza i-computer. Do I have to pay when I come to inang yenu? I-center yenu, do I have to pay for the programs ukuthi ngikhona ukufunda i-computer, ngikhona ukufunda lokho engifuna ukukwenza?
Well, kukhona lento besikhula sifunda sikhula sifunda ukuthi izinto zamahala abantu abazi appreciate. Therefore ukuze ubonisa intshisakalo for ukhipha okuthile, but I think experience has taught us ukuthi akusiwo wonke umuntu who mistreat into ayithola mahala, because all our services are for free. We don't cost a young person ukuthi eza azofunda, because this is a skill. Remember, lo muntu usafuna umsebenzi uzama ukuthatha a step ekuthina ashintshe impilo yakhe, and for one to begin ukuthi ashintshe impilo yakhe, obvious issues of finances are a burden. Ukuyenza iCV ku 10 rand in internet cafe, 10 rand you don't have because kumele uyothenga isinkwa endlini. Ukufona, it takes a certain amount of money that you do not have. And how do we then expect a young person to move from point A to point B? Anganazo lezo zinto. That's our services zonke are for free. So you come to our center of computer, you will start ngama life skills. It's an entry level. Uzongena go life skills for 3 months, where we will be assisting ngama interpersonal skills, and from there you can either move from other skills ke ungaya ku-computer ngaya kuba uma-skills development programs abo-carpentry, but the entry point ila kwa-life skills ngoba sifuna ukubrewa a new group of young people that is articulate ekuzi-expresseni. 1, 2, they're able to project themselves and are realistic in their goals, so that should they bump into challenges phambili bangahlazeki noma balimale, but they are aware ukuthi what to expect as they begin to find themselves in this particular space abafuna ukuya kusona.
And but tabang, let's say umuntu uyenzile le course ye life skill or whatever course any offerishayo, and then sekaqedile manje nibanikani mhlambe.
There are two things that one person exits nazo. One, obviously they get a certificate because it's a document, an official document that needs to identify ngempela ukuthi ukwenzile lokho. Two, they are being linked into a database yabantu abafuna umsebenzi lo umuntu awufundelayo. So in partnership with the Department of Labor, we have all of them registered, and our partners, we have a variety of partners. In Africa, Tikum is one of our partners. We have ORT SA as part of our partners. So these are the people who absorb these young people and expose them further to opportunities of learning through internships and other programs that they have. So that bangahlali kuphela with theory, but they are also exposed to izinto ezifana nama-practical work, but while earning while doing those practicals, so that akwazi umuntu ukugibela, ukugeza nokubeka isinkwa etafuleni. So those are the two things that we give to them as they finish our programs.
Ithi ngibuze lena abayibuzayo emphakathini ukuthi yazi mawuthola isitifiketi center awuqhasheki. How genuine is your certificate, guys? Mangiphethe nje isitifiketi seThabang Gxaba Foundation ngiyaqhasheka na eindaweni.
My answer is quite simple. Kunabantu aba-applyela imisebenzi nawe. So when you apply for a job, it's not only you who applies for a job. And that's why we encourage the element of life skills, so that young people can begin to shift their mentality on being a victim. Because umsebenzi kufuneka abantu abayi-2, and you'll realize that there's 14,000 of you who have applied. Obviously, they are going to choose 2 because bafuna 2. And then you'll find abantu bethi, hey, the certificate, our certificates are all accredited and QF by South African Qualification Association. So they are all accredited. Our government doesn't allow us to waste time, sabantabash. So our government in its systems, it's very strict, especially with the NPOs. Abavumi ukuthi ni train abantu, you waste 3 months yomuntu ungamuphi into that will move him or her to the next platform. So assistance in that mistake yokuyenza into. So they are accredited and they are recognized in all institutions. But also we must always not shy away from the fact that we have a high rate of unemployment, and if it's kaskafiki, don't give up and begin to shift blame on other things, but continue to be resilient in making sure ukuthi we are ifuna into mayifuna awuyeki. Kufana nami mangikhula bengithi mangifuna intombazane bengiyeke ngiyigijimisa ngize ngiyithola ngiyilinda nasekhoneni ethizeni ngiyazi uzodlula lo la. So mawuyifuna ngeqiniso into, you don't give up on it. And you continuously make efforts to find out ukuthi what are the likes, because it's important. Another thing to look into the company ifunayo. Ngoba what we picked up, a lot of young people apply to these opportunities ngenxa yokuba desperate, but they not fit for that space. They don't know what is happening in that space. So find out what are the dynamics in that space. Ufunani, do you fit in, to see yourself in that space? And if you do find yourself in that space, and then you put an extra mile, what other options are there that ngangena ngazo to make sure that I create an opportunity in that space? Because impilo, it will only recognize, and it will only be by laba ngempela who put additional effort. Masilele bona babe bevuka bayenza sure ukuthi bayavula iminyango for themselves.
Ngizwe umention ukuthi you also have ama men's program.
Yes.
Yey abantu besilisa bakhuluma. Nibakhona njani because abantu besilisa
Well, abantu besilisa bayakhuluma. It depends ukuthi bakhuluma kuphi.
Oh, okay.
You go to a bar, for an example. Ngaya nje noma uyiphi indawo ephuzwayo and uthola umuntu wesilisa lapha, I promise you, uzoyithola indoda iventa to indoda engayazi. So that's what we're trying to do, create platforms as is safe for men to come out and speak of our challenges, nama injustice about our face. So the men conferences that we have a variety. There are 2 men conferences that are coming 16th of November. We have one at Eguatema, we have one in Joburg. So these are platforms that allow men to speak because they are able to be vulnerable in that space, babodwa, and other men are able to share and impact the experiences kulaba abanye. So once amadoda wathola ukuthi environment is safe, they open up. But once babona ukuthi the environment is not safe, they will not open up. As a result, uzothula ulibele umlimaza angasho ukuthi uyamlimaza or lento yenzayo akayithandi, but uzothula until ayoventela kwenye indawo. And mase siventa uyazi ayiphumi kamnandi. It's either si violent, sinamatemper, seyiphuma igcwele ne-anger eningi. So, but we're creating platforms now for men to begin, and we see a whole lot of men coming forward. Baningi, we used to have one men conference a year. Now we have 6 men conferences a year, and we are always fully booked because we are dealing with a whole lot of men who are carrying a whole lot of baggage. Abangazi ukuthi makayixoxa nabo bani. So bayakhuluma bandla amadoda, but they just need the right platforms to share and echo what they feel.
Kule part ngizwe umention i-event eza ngeyi-16. Can you give us mhlambe ama details to ababukeli ekhaya othi ngumuntu wesilisa but Thabang, like I would love to come, maybe ngise Joburg, I would love to come, or I'm around Mpumalanga, Springs siseduzane, I would love to come.
Yes, no, I think it's easy. You go to our Facebook page, Thabang Kaba Foundation. You go to our Instagram page, Thabang Kaba. You will find the posters there. One requires you to scan to confirm location. The other one is clear ibhaliwe ukuthi Eguatema, but both they are on the 16th of November. So if you are a young man, an elderly man who is serious about impacting change, and you want to see impact enzeka empilweni yakho, hook us up. Even if you send us a inbox, you'll get the feedback instantly from our teams.
Hayi siyabonga. Ngihlezi ngisho ngathi siyabonga umsebenzi omuhle niwenzayo. Umention indaba yokuthi abantu when they come to ama center like iThabang Kaba Foundation, they don't pay some of the activities. So ama challenges any now, like financially nenza njani? What challenges are you having?
You see now, we have a challenge yama resources, and uyazi ke ukuthi all programs that are not paid for, someone is fitting a bill somewhere. And the person who's been fitting a bill, social development, which currently umile due to auditing. So I think that it puts a strain because now you have a number of young people abaningi who come in and out of the offices but uncedo baphoxeke bangasizakali. So we always encourage young entrepreneurs, young black entrepreneurs to say bafethu ukuphakama kwezizwe neindawo zethu nemiphakathi yethu depends on us. So if as an entrepreneur ukulahlela nje 500 every month to something that you see yenza impact, it's just a drop in the water, but a drop that makes a difference. So our method of fundraising has changed because sibonile ukuthi depending in what usource yodwa income is dangerous. And now we are out challenging all entrepreneurs and say, if you see and you love what you see, and you can not only say it ngomlomo, but be involved. You may not have time, but you may have the financial background or the capacity or muscle, imali, where you can ungalahlela nje. So we encourage that as we move forward to go to, should we encounter such challenging times again going forward, we don't find ourselves in these spaces and so on. Already in the 3 months that we haven't been working, I can tell you right now we have more than 4,000 or 5,000 young people who were not able to get assistance. We had about 607 of that bajikiswe kuma-rehab centers bahleli elokishini, and we don't know what to do with them nathi because there's no financial muscle ekhona. You have a whole lot of young people abahleli ey'kolweni abaphumile ey'kolweni who want to apply to tertiary institution. They knew ukuthi they would come to an office ethile but applyelwe mahhala ukuthola isikolo ukusizwa nge-NSFAS, but this time around we couldn't do that. So a child somewhere ihleli ayikhona ukuyongena esikolweni next year because as an organization we couldn't offer a service. And we cannot do that to a black child because we said masiqala lokho sathi we want to make an impact kubona. So the only way we're looking to rectify this is to just challenge business sector, challenge young people who are out there inspiring. Ukuthi let's not inspire kuphela ngoyizenzo, but let's put our money so that we impact imiphakathi, we instill hope, we changes for ukuyibona. So that's where we are, and that's how we've been assisted. But we do appreciate the assistance and the aid, the social development that's been happening for the past few years. So ukuthi nje isivula amehlo this chapter ukuthi we cannot focus on that only. We need nathi as imiphakathi siphakame. You know, I visit other countries and I've seen I loved what I've seen in other countries. Into yabo yomphakathi iphethe umphakathi. Uzobona abantu bathi sikhipha ama-10 rand towards this thing and imiswa because iphethwe, you are able to even account kumphakathi ukuthi these are the people we've helped ngey'mali zenu because bayile nto abayiyo ngoba nomphakathi you take initiative. There are communities which I've visited, akho muntu oswela igrosa alala ngadlanga because communities have made sure ukuthi among themselves they mobilized and structured themselves and organized themselves to make sure ukuthi they meet the challenges abazifacile. And I wish as a black society we can begin to move in that space. Singathi ukuhlupheka komuntu ugovernment kuphela ukubhekile. Kodwa sithi no, we have a responsibility and a task as community members to also champion what government is doing, not only to ukuzigcina kahle izinto abasinika zona but to champion them so that at the end of the day abantu abaningi bayasizakala.
Usekuleyo party but Thabang kube khona business thizeni or umuntu thizeni athi I love lento eyenziwa iThabang Xaba Foundation, I would love to partner as ushilo ukuthi iminikelo ngeminikelo yonke noma injani niyayamkela. So can you give us mhlambe ama details where la banganithola khona bathi okay mina I just want to plant my seed or ngithi hamba vangeli lokwenza kahle, where will they get hold of you?
So when you log into the Facebook account, uzosithola lapha ama details wethu akhona wonke, and we did not flight the banking details, sikunika on request so umuntu angasho and then simthumelele. But we're also available on WhatsApp 072-356-2856. Umuntu angasho nalapho will forward because we had a whole lot of encounters. Niyazi ukuthi negebengu ziya evolve, so every time they get to have access to your account details bayakwazi ukungena bamoshe into enhle. So we now give those on request. So anyone can send us an inbox, anyone can send us a WhatsApp, anyone can call our office and you'll be well assisted. All these will be forwarded to you. But we'll appreciate any amount of donation is important. You know, omunye umuntu wathi kithi 20 rand akasiyimali until sayumbonisa u20 rand wakhe ukuthi wenzeni makuphela unyaka and azangakholwe. So 20 rand a month, 10 rand a month, 50 rand a month as a commitment towards this initiative goes a long way. Yes.
Hayi siyabonga ukuthi nani balalele emakhaya you will work together with iThabang Xaba Foundation. I also saw in a program whereby you give also clothes to abantu aba in need.
Yes, we do. We call those ama mission programs. We have 4 of them. Okay. We have school shoes drives esizenza maqala unyaka. We have a school uniform drive esiyenza ngowinter ifaka amajezi. And then we have impahla where sifike nje ekuhlaleni sizindlale and then wonke umuntu ofila ngathi khona into ayidingayo uyafika athathe. We have groceries that we give monthly to registered families, because at the end of the day akumele ube ubenefita ngapha nangapha. So you register with us, and then there's a team that comes and scan i-check konke ukuthi kume kahle, so that awubenefit mhlambe kusasa nangapha while eminye imindeni ivalelekile. So masibona ukuthi ngempela you are not benefiting from anywhere, you then qualify for a grocery from a voucher from us as a foundation. So those are the 4 mission programs we have. Zenzeka kotali nazo continuously without, so siyacabanga ukuthi as we speak now nginalento ethi omunye umlaleli uzovela athi hey angiyitholanga this month, uqinisele la niyitholanga this month ngoba ngempela akho lutho okungenile, but siyazi ukuthi abantu abalelelayo, God will touch hearts, God touches people's pockets. uNkulunkulu man, ngithanda ukusho ngithi bengakasindiswa ngakamazi nokumazi, but I always trusted in him. Batshela abantu ukuthi angeke aze akuyekelele ukuthi uqinile endleleni, akufake endleleni ezokuphelelisela emoyeni. So every time create a path, uyazi ukuthi kunabantu bakhe abalindele imiphumela ngale. So namanje created this path because uyazi ukuthi ukhona abalinda imiphumela ngale, and we believe and trust in this exercise ukuthi izoletha iqhame ezinhle.
Amen, amen. Ithabang Xaba Foundation ikwaThema kuphela, or there are other branches?
So we are based at Tembisa, Davidton. You'll find us. We have offices at Tsakane, Duduza, eKwaThema. You'll find us. We are a young foundation, and we have a that ambition. You're cool. We inspire to grow. The bigger picture is for us. Target esibekele now ukuthi impacted the city of Ekurhuleni and the province of Gauteng by end of 2025. So slowly we are going to that direction, and siyabona the good that is happening, and the channels and the partners that are coming on board with ngempela, we are going to reach that target. But at the end of the day akumele kube ne community engakwazi ukuba nomuntu omusha ongawuthola usizo. Yes.
So omunye umuntu omusha athi yazi mina Thabang angibeliveli kulezi zinto zama foundation, angibeliveli nje like impilo yami ngibona sekuphelile ngayo, ungathini kuye mhlambe?
Well, akumele ukholelwe ku anything engekho kuwena, kodwa eyona into ebalulekile ukuthi ukholelwe kuwe. Ngoba impilo yakhe ayikwazi ukuma kunama opportunities akhona available to help you move. So even if you do not believe kuwona, you are not a tree. Awukwazi ukuma endaweni eyodwa. You need to begin to move. And it is through that movement that you realize ukuthi kunezinto ezikuhlangabezayo ezizoza zenze sure ukuthi journey yakhe iba ngcono. So if awukholelwa in anything, kholelwa kuwe, and begin to take a step forward and see ukuthi angeke impilo ilethe izinto kuwena ezokisa phambili yini. So yiloko engizokusho kubona. So you don't have to reach us, kodwa by you moving we will reach you, and together you will be talking about extremely exciting results in the few months to come, which ozabe ungakholwa nawe ukuthi usukile kuzona.
Ay niyazwela nani babukele emakhaya ukuthi asiphusheni man, impilo ayipheleli la, asiphusheni. Ngifuna ukubuza ngabogogo, yazi abogogo asibanaki guys.
Yes.
Abogogo, are they accommodated? We know ukuthi yes, we are looking kwi-youth, sithi hayi baphilile bona sebe right.
Yeah.
How about bona? Is there a program mhlambe ekhona ukuthi iba accommodate?
Well, each and every community has a program yabogogo. I think kwindawo esikuzona there are 2 programs abogogo where they do physical exercise, they do beadwork, they do. So ukhumbule ukuthi we do not want to duplicate what already exists. Thina sisiza la sibona ngathi high risk ayikho into khona eyenzakalayo. So but as part of the programs that we do thina kubogogo, I think we only have 2 programs. One siyenza ngoDecember masibakhipha abantu abadala sibamikise picnicini and get those little goodies sibapha zona, they get so excited. So the second one kukhona ke abagogo esisebenza nabo manje abakhulisa izukulu, because angisho siyahamba thina siyogroove sishiya abazali bethu nabantwana bethu. So there are parents now through the Family Matter program, SCPs now, Bobokoko, and say, how do you raise a teenager? This is how you confront issues with the teenager. This is how you approach issues with young people, and so that they are capacitated to raise these young people in a healthy type of a way. Than ukuthi abe ngugogo while umzali angekho. So those are the two programs we have, but I know each community has a holistic program for abantu abadala that is led by different stakeholders within an organ. Ngiyazi nje ukuthi bakhona. I think if safika emphakathini ngempela yikho into enjalo, then we introduce it, then we begin that part. But our programs are holistic. Yes, they are youth driven, but we also are accepted to we are interdependent as programs. Awukwazi uku-impacta one set of abantu uyeka abanye because nabo bayakhula baya laphaya nalaba bazayo baseza. So for us to have a holistic approach and impact, fanele u-impact holistically bonke, so that this one flows into that one plows into that one. At the end of the day, we have a healthy community because that's the bigger picture. Yes.
Ngibonile futhi ukuthi you guys are pushing like niyasebenza bafethu nasey'kolweni, you are also working with ama primary, because most of the time awanakwa kuthiwa bantwana basebancane, but with iThabangxaba Foundation nginibone ningenelela kuma primary. Because there was one case I remember, kupreg abantwana abancane, like primary nidila njani nokuthi uthola umntwana ose-primary she's pregnant?
Well, we took that stand go 2020. Our first case was one of abantwana abayenza grade 7 who were found doing a gang rape. They were accused of a gang rape. Bebeklala nentombazana ngenkani primary school bayenza grade 7 babonke. And our second case was one of a young teenage girl who wenza grade 6 who slept on umalume wakhe. And umalume ezibusisa ngengane, and the community knew about it, but no one wanted to stand against it until the teachers called us in. So from that year, we took a stand, because as we visit those primary schools, we realize ukuthi sizama ukudila ngabo sebelimele e-high school. There's nothing you can do ngomuntu mesekelimele. Kanti we could have prevented it lapha phansi. So we do have substance abuse awareness campaigns at primary schools. We have programs with pornography, because unfortunately gcwele laphaya is about exciter, and they have access to unlimited access to internet and phones. So first thing abayithatha bagijimela kuyona porn, and bafike bayidlaleke nalapha esikoleni, and then it traumatizes abazali. So we have programs there as well. We have boys and girls programs there in my primary schools. You'll be surprised by the amount of issues and cases esinazo ema primary. Actually manje zidlula ezasema high school. So it's a stand we took, ngoba sibona ukuthi by the time we reach them at high school sesi late. Baqala ukubhema basaseka grade 6, grade 7. Baqala uku-adopta these habits bazibona kubo malume emakhaya nakubo aunt emakhaya, and then by the time we reach them it's already late. So our programs we have adopted 4 primary schools currently esirana nazo, and we work with all primary schools as per invitation. We respond accordingly to the needs of a primary schools, because I see with a general overview, each and every school in our challenges ahlukile from the others. So we need to do assessment and look into the burning issues in that particular space, then create a program that talks to that particular school. So the teams are there, they are working. We have about 47 young people, full-time staff, who are working currently in both primary and high schools. So we thank God for that. Ukuthi noma kunobunzima but iminyango kwezinye indawo iyavuleka. Yes.
Siyabonga for saving lives.
Thank you.
The young ones, our generation, our future generations. Ngoba soyichazile angifuni ukuyimosha. Angifuni ukuyimosha.
Yeah.
But ngifuna singene kwindaba yokuthi lapha emakhaya kumbukeli, especially parents that ignores abantwana. Ukuthi nje ngaba advisor sithini, especially abantwana abancane.
I think it's a responsibility of every parent, bazali, to take care of my responsibilities wenu. You do not expect someone athathe umthwalo wakho, and it is that makes these kids bangakwazi ukulawuleka noma bazithole basenkingeni. We deal with a whole lot of kids who seek attention ebantwini aba-wrong and bagcine basetshenzisela into ezi-wrong because umzali angathathanga isikhathi and give it. You don't have to have money as a parent. You need to be available. Just asking ukuthi umntana langabe linjani, unayo yini homework. It's important. So I'll really emphasize ebazalini ukuthi yes, we might have made ama mistakes. Yes, abazali singakabi ready. Kodwa umntana bokungasi mistake. We might have engaged kuzinto esingazi understand early. Kodwa i-product bokungasi mistake seyikhona. Leso sibusiso leso, you cannot then usipunishele ukuthi wena wayenza iphutha. So parents must begin taking responsibilities zabo as parents. Teachers are not parents and they cannot be responsible for your kids. Umthetho uqala endlini. If umntana akakuhlonipha endlini, akekho umntana azophinda, ngekho umuntu azophinda amhloniphe wena esikoleni noma kuphi kuphi. So umthetho uqala endlini. And umthetho uqala ngokuthi umzali abe involve empilweni yomntanakhe. So we encourage abazali kakhulu ukuthi please take interest empilweni zabantwana benu. And if you are battling, awukhona awazi ukuthi umhandle kanjani, reach out, sikhona. We have these programs for parents so that we can be able to journey with you and say this is how you deal with umntana, this is how you journey with umntanakho ngoba ekugcineni it is you who is important elifini yomntana, and anything ayenzayo uzoyenzela ekutheni athole attention yomzali. So gents, wosisi Phakamani, take charge and be parents, responsible ones.
Hi, Sizwile. Kuzwakele. I like this episode. Lengxoxo yethu nje, it's so iyafundisa. Iyafundisa because we are so ignorant ngezinto eziningi ezenzakalayo around umphakathi, utshwala, ama-rape, kuningi nje, kuningi. But before siyivala Buthabang, ungathini nje kumuntu othi, you know, I thought ukuthi I can't make it in life. So ukuthi nje impilo yami iphelile, especially kumuntu wesilisa, because abantu manje abathulile kakhulu abobaba, as though ushilo ukuthi bayakhuluma. Abathi mina angikhona ukufikelela e-center, but ngokukulalela nje.
Well, there are two things. Maybe I'll say one is about religious. I think to me, when Zamo helped me personally as a person, I was at the verge at some point where I did not have any hope in life. People look at us and people see us and people think we never experienced mhlawumbe lezi zinto abadlula kuzona, or life just became easy for us. And it's actually not true. The amount of challenges, depression, anxiety, fatigue ezikuphethe zidefine the gift oyibambile. Because usathana akayi-attack into enganamsebenzi. So when you feel ngathi you are most attacked, it is where you're supposed to realize ukuthi uphethe into enamandla. Because if you were not attacked, I mean, who does that? Akekho umuntu attack into empty. So for life to attack you ngezinkinga eziningi nama-challenges amaningi kufake in a hole emnyama to an extent ukuthi uzuphelelwe ithemba, that should be a sign to you ukuthi sikhokho uphethe into enkulu, uphethe into enamandla, and all these things are coming ngamandla so that zizocindezela lento ekhona. So it's all about changing attitude. John Maxwell uthi your attitude determine your altitude, therefore your multitude. So how you think determine the way you will act, and that therefore how you will react. Empilweni into eqala oyishintshayo indlela ucabanga ngayo. So if you feel ukuthi you have failed, you failed. If ucabanga ukuthi uyifailure, uyifailure. If ucabanga ukuthi ushayekile, ushayekile. But once washintsha indlela ucabanga ngayo wathi nje, no man, I need to come out of this. Uzobona izinto ziyovela ngale ndlela wena ufuna zivele ngayo. Thus uzoliqhubekela phambili. So kumajita ahleli, men or women abahleli, it's easy. It begins with you. It begins with you. Akekho umuntu ozoza azokukhipha emgodini. Wena ozozikhipha emgodini. Akekho umuntu ozowazi ukuthi uyalidinga uncedo until you shout out ukuthi uyalidinga uncedo. Sometimes we become unfair and have expectations on people kanti abantu abazi ukuthi sikuphi. And then uzwe mase uqala izinto zivule ukuthi bebengekho, bebangakunaki because you never reached out, wazange ubazise ukuthi you are going through a difficult time. And abakwazi ukusiza because phela manje kuzifaka lokho. So sometimes it's okay, just even give us an indication yokuthi you need help. And then allow us to hold you and journey with you. But it all begins with a person. Wena ozikhiphayo kundawo kuyona.
Well said, Babugeli. So, bayatholakala Thabang Xaba Foundation kwi Facebook. TikTok ninayo.
TikTok sinayo, yes. Sinayo.
Uthini TikTok?
Naye uthi Thabang Xaba Foundation uyasithola nje laphaya.
Okay, and then Instagram?
Instagram Thabang Xaba Foundation, Facebook Thabang Xaba Foundation, just like that.
Email address?
My email address, we are using Thabang Xaba Foundation at gmail.com, and then it's admin@thabangxabafoundation.org.za.
Okay, and the number ila usinike
My
wona.
number ila nginike wona. So
Ungasiphendela.
072-356-2856. So we encourage people to reach out, whether iminikelo, whether uncedo, we encourage people to reach out. Sometimes even if to share stories, because they help build kundawo esikuyona nabantu abasha sisebenza ngayo. Those stories of inspiration, those stories of ubunzima enphuma kubona, even if it's to share that through our pages, would appreciate that.
Hayi sibonge ukuhlala nani, sibonge ukuhlala neThabang Xaba Foundation uBut Thabang. Siyabonga kakhulu, siyabonga butwami. Don't forget ke babukele emakhaya to subscribe My Scars My Testimony, also like, share and comment. Siyabulela sithi busuku benzolo. Enkosi.